Boromir has left Minas Tirith, hearing the words of the prophetic dream, and upon locating Imladris, he has joined the Fellowship of the Ring. The travelers have found themselves inside and out of the mines of Moria, where they have lost Gandalf, their leader. Now, beside the Lake Mirrormere, and with a new leader, Boromir and the others continue their quest towards Mount Doom in order to destroy the One Ring. Today, we narrate the second part of the life and story of Boromir. As Aragorn leads the company towards Lothlórien, Frodo and Sam lag behind. So Aragorn tells Boromir to come with him and carry them. In this way, they travel some distance and then they stop to rest for a while. Thereafter, they continue their journey, following the road leading to the Golden Wood. However, Boromir is against this. Is there no other way? By strange paths has this company been led, and so far to evil fortune. Against my will, we passed under the Shades of Moria, to our loss. And now, we must enter the Golden Wood, you say, but of that perilous land we have heard in Gondor, and it is said that few come out who once go in, and of that few, none have escaped unscathed. Say not unscathed, but if you say unchanged, then maybe you will speak the truth. But lore whence in Gondor, Boromir, if in the city of those who once were wise, they now speak evil of Lothlórien. Then lead on, but it is perilous. Perilous indeed, fair and perilous, but only evil need fear it, or those who bring some evil with them. Thus Aragorn leads everyone further east and into Lórien. In the northern borders of the Golden Wood, Haldir, an elf warden keeping watch there, finds the Fellowship and guides them through the woods until he brings them to the city of Caras Galadhon to meet the Lord and Lady of the Galadriel. Celeborn and Galadriel greet their guests, and after they discuss the Fellowship's quest, the Lady Galadriel speaks to each of them in their thoughts. After the discussion comes to an end, the company rests safely upon couches provided to them by the elves. Then, Boromir and the others have a conversation about what the Lady Galadriel had told them in their minds. To me, it seemed exceedingly strange. Maybe it was only a test, and she thought to read our thoughts for her own good purpose, but almost I should have said that she was tempting us and offering what she pretended to have the power to give. It need not be said that I refused to listen. The men of Minas Tirith are true to their word. But Boromir does not speak of what he thought that Galadriel had offered him. Then he desires to learn about the conversation between her and Frodo. She held you long in her gaze, Ring-bearer. Yes, but whatever came into my mind then, I will keep there. Well, have a care. I do not feel too sure of this elvish lady and her purposes. Speak no evil of the Lady Galadriel. You know not what you say. There is in her and in this land no evil, unless a man bring it hither himself. Then let him beware. The Fellowship of the Ring rests in Lothlórien for a month. When they are ready to depart, Galadriel and Celeborn offer them advice about their next plan and the route that they will follow. On which side will you journey? The way to Minas Tirith lies upon this side, upon the west, but the straight road of the quest lies east of the river, upon the darker shore. Which shore will you now take? If my advice is heeded, it will be the western shore and the way to Minas Tirith. The same night, Boromir and the others sit and take counsel together. Among many things, they discuss their next move. I shall go to Minas Tirith, alone if need be, for it is my duty. By this time, something has changed about Boromir. He begins staring at Frodo a lot, as if he is trying to read his thoughts. If you wish only to destroy the ring, then there is little use in war and weapons, and the men of Minas Tirith cannot help. But if you wish to destroy the armed might of the Dark Lord, then it is folly to go without force into his domain, and folly to throw away. It would be folly to throw lives away, I mean. The next day, the Fellowship is escorted out of Caras Galadhon and, heading southeast, they are guided to elven boats which are prepared for them on the Celeborn River. Boromir enters his boat with Merry and Pippin, and, led by Aragorn, they travel along Celeborn. After they reach Anduin, they meet Galadriel and Celeborn again, and they have a parting feast. In that feast, Galadriel provides the company with gifts, and Boromir receives from her a belt of gold, lined with leaves. Afterwards, they continue their journey south, down the Anduin, via the elven boats. Boromir becomes all the more consumed with thoughts of the ring. He starts muttering to himself and biting his nails, and he sometimes drives the boat closer to Aragorn and Frodo's. This behavior makes Merry and Pippin uneasy, and Pippin notices a strange gleam in Boromir's eye as he gazes at Frodo. They keep on sailing down the Anduin for many days. As Aragorn is lost in his thoughts, they approach the rapids of Sarngebir faster than he had estimated. So Boromir alerts them to turn back. Hoy there, Aragorn. This is madness. We cannot dare the rapids by night, but no boat can live in Sarngebir, be it night or day. Back, back, turn if you can. All together, paddle, paddle, or we shall be driven on the shoals. In the end, they manage to turn back. Then, after the company survives an ambush from orcs, and, thanks to Legolas and Nazgul, Aragorn leads them back upstream, and they find a place to moor the boats. There, in the boats, they await for the dawn to come. In the morning, Boromir advises the Fellowship to follow a southwestern road to Gondor. I do not see why we should pass the rapids or follow the river any further. If the Emyn Muil lie before us, then we can abandon these cockle boats and strike westward and southward until we come to the Entwas and cross into my own land. But Frodo does not intend to head to Minas Tirith. Hence, the Fellowship agrees to keep on following the flow of the river against the wishes of Boromir. It is not the way of the men of Minas Tirith to desert their friends at need, and you will need my strength, if ever you are to reach the Tindrock. To the tall isle I will go, but no further. There I shall turn to my home, alone, if my help has not earned the reward of any companionship. Thereafter, due to the impassable rapids of San Gebir, they decide to leave the river. And Boromir and Aragorn carry the boats of Lórien, one by one, to the portageway west of the river, leading south and past the rapids. In that southern landing, they spend the night. The next morning, Boromir and the others continue their journey until they pass the Argonath. The two great statues of Isildur and Anarion. By nightfall, they reach the far end of Nen Hithoil, a large oval lake where their 10-day journey upon the Anduin River is finally over. The Fellowship draws up its boats on its west bank and camps on Parth Galen for the night. The following morning, they discuss their next course. As Frodo is the ring bearer, he is the one who must decide which way they will follow. So in order for him to ponder, he walks away from the others. Sam saw that while the others restrained themselves and did not stare at him, the eyes of Boromir followed Frodo intently until he passed out of sight in the trees at the foot of Amon Hen. As Frodo is sitting down upon a stone, lost in his thoughts, he suddenly notices that Boromir, with a smiling and kind face, is behind him. I was afraid for you, Frodo. If Aragorn is right, and orcs are near, then none of us would wander alone, and you least of all. So much depends on you, and my heart too is heavy. May I stay now and talk for a while, since I have found you? It would comfort me. Where there are so many, all speech becomes a debate without end, but two together may perhaps find wisdom. You are kind, but I do not think that any speech will help me, for I know what I should do, but I'm afraid of doing it. I wish to help you. You need counsel in your hard choice. Will you not take mine? I think I know already what counsel you would give, Boromir, and it would seem like wisdom, but for the warning of my heart. Frodo mentions the ring, and Boromir's eyes light up. Ah, the ring! Is it not a strange fate that we should suffer so much fear and doubt for so small a thing? And I have seen it only for an instant in the house of Elrond. Could I not have a sight of it again? It is best that it should lie hidden. As you wish. I care not. Yet may I not even speak of it? For you seem ever to think only of its power in the hands of the enemy, of its evil uses, not of its good. Minas Tirith will fall, if the ring lasts. But why? Certainly if the ring were with the enemy. But why if it were with us? Were you not at the council? Because we cannot use it, and what is done with it turns to evil. Boromir then tries to persuade Frodo to bring the ring to Minas Tirith, and as he speaks, the lore of the ring grows stronger in him. What could not a warrior do in this hour, a great leader? What could not Aragorn do? Or if he refuses, why not Boromir? The ring would give me power of command. How would I drive the hosts of Mordor, and all men would flock to my banner? Boromir strode up and down, speaking ever more loudly. Almost he seemed to have forgotten Frodo, while his talk dwelt on walls and weapons and the mastering of men, and he drew plans for great alliances and glorious victories to be, and he cast down Mordor and became himself a mighty king, benevolent and wise. And they tell us to throw it away. I do not say destroy it. That might be well, if reason could show any hope of doing so. It does not. The only plan that is proposed to us is that a halfling should walk blindly into Mordor and offer the enemy every chance of recapturing it for himself. Folly. When Frodo refuses to come with him to Minas Tirith, Boromir becomes enraged. I am a true man, neither thief nor tracker. I need your ring, that you know now, but I give you my word that I do not desire to keep it. Will you not at least let me make trial of my plan? Lend me the ring. Frodo keeps on denying him. Come, my friend. Why not get rid of it? Why not be free of your doubt and fear? You can lay the blame on me if you will. You can say that I was too strong and took it by force. For I am too strong for you, halfling. Suddenly, he sprang over the stone and leaped at Frodo. His fair and pleasant face was hideously changed. A raging fire was in his eyes. But Frodo puts the ring on and vanishes before his eyes. Then Boromir falls, and overwhelmed with the realization of what he has done, he weeps and calls for Frodo in regret. He rose and passed his hand over his eyes, dashing away the tears. What have I said? What have I done? Frodo, come back! A madness took me, but it has passed. Come back! But Frodo is already far away. Therefore, Boromir returns back to the others. Where have you been, Boromir? Have you seen Frodo? Yes and no. Yes, I found him some way up the hill, and I spoke to him. I urged him to come to Minas Tirith, and not to go east. I grew angry and he left me. He vanished. I have never seen such a thing happen before, though I have heard of it in tales. He must have put the ring on. I could not find him again. I thought he would return to you. Hearing this news, the whole fellowship scatters. Merry and Pippin run off, looking for their friend, and Aragorn tells Boromir to follow the two hobbits and protect them. Boromir does as Aragorn says. When he finds the hobbits, they are surrounded by dozens of orcs who desire not to fight, but to seize them alive. Then Boromir had come leaping through the trees. He had made them fight. He slew many of them, and the rest fled, but they had not gone far on the way back when they were attacked again by 100 orcs at least, some of them very large, and they shot a rain of arrows, always at Boromir. Boromir had blown his great horn till the woods rang, and at first the orcs had been dismayed and had drawn back, but when no answer but the echoes came, they had attacked more fierce than ever. Thus, just as Master Elrond had said in Rivendell, Boromir, while being close to his country's borders and in dire need, had blown his great horn. He keeps fighting valiantly, alone as he is, trying to prevent the orcs from capturing Merry and Pippin. Shortly after, Aragorn, following the sound of Boromir's horn, reaches him, but he finds him sitting with his back to a tree, pierced with many black feathered arrows. He is still holding his sword, although it is broken near the hilt, and his horn next to him is cloven in two. At least 20 orcs are piled about him. Aragorn kneels beside him, and Boromir opens his eyes. I tried to take the ring from Frodo. I am sorry. I have paid. They have gone. The halflings. The orcs have taken them. I think they are not dead. Orcs bound them. Pausing and closing his eyes for a moment, he speaks again. Farewell, Aragorn. Go to Minas Tirith and save my people. I have failed. Aragorn takes his hand and kisses his brow. No, you have conquered. Few have gained such a victory. Be at peace. Minas Tirith shall not fall. Boromir smiles, and he never speaks again. Then Aragorn, Legolas and Gimli, who have reunited, carry their friend's body to the shore and lay it in one of the boats of Lothlórien. They laid Boromir in the middle of the boat that was to bear him away. The grey hood and elven cloak they folded and placed beneath his head. They combed his long dark hair and arrayed it upon his shoulders. The golden belt of Lórien gleamed about his waist. His helm they set beside him, and across his lap they laid the cloven horn and the hilts and shards of his sword. Beneath his feet they put the swords of his enemies. Sorrowfully they cast loose the funeral boat. There Boromir lay, restful, peaceful, gliding upon the bosom of the flowing water. The stream took him. He floated by them, and slowly his boat departed, waning to a dark spot against the golden light. And then suddenly it vanished. The river had taken Boromir, son of Denethor, and he was not seen again in Minas Tirith, standing as he used to stand upon the White Tower in the morning. They will look for him from the White Tower, but he will not return from mountain or from sea. Then Aragorn and Legolas sing a lament for him. Through Rohan, over fen and field, where the long grass grows, the west wind comes walking, and about the walls it goes. What news from the west, O wandering wind, do you bring to me tonight? Have you seen Boromir the tall, by moon or by starlight? I saw him ride over 7 streams, over waters wide and grey. I saw him walk in empty lands, until he passed away into the shadows of the north. I saw him then no more. The north wind may have heard the horn of the son of Denethor. O Boromir, from the high walls westward I looked afar, but you came not from the empty lands where no men are. From the mouths of the sea the south wind flies, from the sandhills and the stones the wailing of the gulls it bears, and at the gate it moans. What news from the south, O sighing wind, do you bring to me at eve? Where now is Boromir the fair? He tarries, and I grieve. Ask not of me where he doth dwell. So many bones there lie, on the wide shores and the dark shores, under the stormy sky. So many have passed down Anduin, to find the flowing sea. Ask of the north wind news of them, the north wind sends to me. O Boromir, beyond the gate the seaward road runs south, but you came not with the wailing gulls from the grey sea's mouth. From the gate of the kings the north wind rides, and past the roaring falls, and clear and cold above the tower, its loud horn calls. What news from the north, O mighty wind, do you bring to me today? What news of Boromir the bold, for he is long away. Beneath Amon Hen I heard his cry, there many foes he fought. His cloven shield, his broken sword, they to the water brought. His head so proud, his face so fair, his limbs they laid to rest. And Rauros, golden Rauros falls, bore him upon its breast. O Boromir, the Tower of Guard shall ever northward gaze, to Rauros, golden Rauros falls, until the end of days. Later, Gandalf the White speaks of the trial that Boromir faced before his death. Poor Boromir, I could not see what happened to him. It was a sore trial for such a man, a warrior and a lord of men. Galadriel told me that he was in peril, but he escaped in the end. I am glad. 3 nights after Boromir's death, while Faramir, his brother, is sitting near the banks of Anduin in Osgiliath, a boat suddenly appears, heading south. Then I saw, or it seemed that I saw, a boat floating on the water, glimmering grey, a small boat of a strange fashion with a high prow, and there was none to row or steer it. An awe fell on me, for a pale light was round it, but I rose and went to the bank and began to walk out into the stream, for I was drawn towards it. Then the boat turned towards me, and stayed its pace, and floated slowly by, within my hand's reach, yet I durst not handle it. It waded deep, as if it were heavily burdened, and it seemed to me, as it passed under my gaze, that it was almost filled with clear water, from which came the light, and lapped in the water, a warrior lay asleep. A broken sword was on his knee. I saw many wounds on him. It was Boromir, my brother, dead. I knew his gear, his sword, his beloved face. One thing only I missed, his horn. One thing only I knew not, a fair belt, as it were of linked golden leaves, about his waist. Boromir, I cried, where is thy horn? Whither goest thou? O Boromir! But he was gone. The boat turned into the stream, and passed glimmering on into the night. Dreamlike it was, and yet no dream, for there was no waking, and I do not doubt that he is dead, and has passed down the river, to the sea. The 2 pieces of Boromir's cloven horn had fallen out of the boat, and had been washed ashore, and they were later returned to Denethor, Boromir's father, who was anxiously waiting for news of his beloved son. But in Gondor, in after days, it long was said that the elven boat rode the falls and the foaming pool, and bore him down through Osgiliath, and past the many mouths of Anduin, out into the great sea, at night, under the stars. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one on Maegovanen. Namarie.